So the meeting is called to order. It is my pleasant duty to call upon the rapporteur to read out the resolutions we have just adopted in our private meeting with regard to the nomination of the regional director. This is simply for the purpose of record.
Thank you, Mr. President. Draft resolution nomination of the regional director. The Regional Committee, considering Article 52 of the Constitution of WHO and in accordance with Rule 47 of its Rules of Procedure, 1. Nominates Dr. Hans Kluge as Regional Director for Europe, and 2. Requests the Director General to propose to the Executive Board the appointment of Dr. Hans Kluge from 1st February 2020. Draft resolution, expression of appreciation to Dr. Susanna Jakob. The Regional Committee, expressing its profound gratitude to Dr. Susanna Jakob for her deep commitment and outstanding services to international public health and development during her long career in WHO, and in particular as Regional Director for Europe, believing that when she ceases her duties on 31st January 2020, her contribution to improving the health of people throughout the European region deserves appreciation on the part of WHO. 1. Expresses its sincere thanks to Dr. Jakob for all she has done to advance the work of WHO. 2. Declares Dr. Susanna Jakob Regional Director Emeritus of the World Health Organization.
Thank you very much, Rapporteur. Let me now congratulate you, Dr. Hans Kluge, on your nomination by the Regional Committee. And may I invite you to say a few words. The floor is yours.
Dear Mr. President, Director General, Regional Director, Member State representatives and participants, colleagues and friends, Dr. Kluge Senior, Ms. Lina de Keukelare. First and foremost, I would like to pay tribute to my beautiful country, Belgium, for the unwavering support I have received from the very beginning we started to discuss my candidacy. The crucial trigger started with a very enthusiastic go-ahead of the Belgian Minister of Public Health and Social Affairs, Dr. Maggie de Blok, who is a fantastic minister walking the talk on people-centered health systems and universal health coverage based on the European social values of solidarity and equity, which gave me a lot of confidence when going to the countries to dialogue. I would like to sincerely thank you, Madam Minister, also for being with us, and to your chiefs of cabinet, Pedro and Bert, and your wonderful advisors, Tessa and Lies. But even if you have the political support, such a marathon needs a lot of strategic, logistical and technical support, which I also immediately received from the Federal Public Health Service, led by the Secretary General, Mr. Tom Owers, and his wonderful team, particularly the team led by Livin and Anna. And furthermore, by an institute I'm extremely proud of, the National Institute for Health and Disability Assurance, led by Mr. Jo de Kok and his fantastic team. I remember when Minister de Blok and me then went to meet the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Defense, Mr. Didier Reynders, who immediately told two things. First, this is a specialized position, so the voice should go to health, and here I relied immediately on Dr. de Blok. And second, he told he would like to see the role of health in foreign policy in Europe much higher on the agenda. So I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to Minister Reinders, his cabinet and the administration, particularly Ambassador Werner Bouwens, and also a fantastic corps of ambassadors in the region, today represented by Ambassador Mr. Leo Peters, who explicitly I want to thank, together with your colleague, Ambassador Geert Meule, who many of you know in Geneva, and the fantastic health attachés, not at least Chris and Mark. I would like to express appreciation to my team of advisors. Some people were telling me this was the best kept secret. How many advisors does he have now? And who? And if I asked the people, the figure went from 1 to 100. But this was not the most important. The most important, I learned two things. The first one is to listen to their advice. The second one, very important, time to time, to ignore their advice. And definitely, I had the best personal campaign I could dream of. The private campaign manager from Siberia, with her two wonderful assistants, Anastasia and Sofia, she told, if you thank me in public, you don't come home tonight, so please invite me over tonight. Now I would like to pay tribute to all the other candidates, colleagues who went for the RD position. As a lifetime sportsman, I never saw them as opponents. I saw them as sporty competitors, particularly that all of them I know both professionally and personally. Together, we went through a beautiful campaign in a very exceptional moment in our lives. And I genuinely do not see any reason why we would not productively collaborate in the future. I would like to thank all the member states. With my private campaign, we had a long discussion at the kitchen table before taking the decision. And being sports people themselves, we told, if we go for it, we will treat each country of the 53 equal. And we will visit all of them, like we do in the United Nations. We have been overwhelmed by your hospitality to me and to my ambassadors. We saw almost always the heads of the administrations, the ministers of health, often the ministers of foreign affairs themselves, deputy prime minister and prime ministers. Our ambassadors were astonished. They say, Hans, we don't want to offend you, but ultimately you're only a candidate. Why would the minister see you? So then we understood how high health is on the political agenda in Europe today, because the people want it to be there. And I want to thank you, the member states. The essential for me will be, once I'm regional director, that I will feel a great responsibility and fulfill my commitments made during my campaign. Many of you know this, what my daughters call the magic book, where I have for now all my commitments. And I'm looking now to my brother, Dr. Søren Brøstrøm, a DG I really got to appreciate, doing a fantastic job in his country, who told me many times, Hans, don't write so much in your book, because if elected, you may well be asked to implement it. Having said that, I'm very committed to keep all the commitments. The message I received from the Minister of Health and the heads of the administrations was one, that they would like to see an agile WHO Europe providing a compass for better health in the region. Second, a very pragmatic toolbox. How are we now going to accelerate achievement of the SDGs? And three, to take into account global health, regional context, country-specific context, but many countries also sub-regional, to recognize that groupings of countries have a specific culture, history, and health systems, and that WHO Europe should walk the talk, not at least on economies of scale, less expensive high-level meeting, and avoid an expensive top-heavy organigram to be also cost-effective. What was the main message I got from the Ministers of Foreign Affairs? Sometimes I had the impression they coordinated, because all of them, when I opened the door, were telling one thing immediately. We love Dr. Tedros. He is one of us. I told no, he's one of us. And then we agreed he's one of everyone. Then they told Dr. Tedros is so good in politics that regional office leave the politics to headquarters and strengthen the WHO regional office for Europe as a center of excellence to give concrete help to countries on concrete issues, and more than once I heard, less is more. What was the message of the partners? I tried to reach out to as many partners as possible, because for me, partnership is an ethical duty. It is not a matter of goodwill. They were all ready to go along with the same two principles that I used throughout my European marathon. Number one, determination. Number two, modesty. To increase impact at the country level and decrease the burden to the countries, not at least the small countries. What was the message I got from the staff? I am very proud that the first campaign meeting after the green light was given, 15 March, was with the president of the Staff Association. And my principle is and will be nothing for the staff without the staff. And we agreed that we establish further building on the good collaboration, a very participatory approach based on the WHO Values Charter, and eradicate any hotspots of harassment. I would like to thank now Dr. Susanna Jakob, my region director, for giving me the great opportunity to grow in the executive team. Thank you very much, Susanna, for this. And I would like to thank also Region Director Emeritus, Dr. Marc Danzon, who recruited me 10 years ago and who has been a great compagnon de route. Finally, I would like to assure you that I am well aware that the new region director can only come into place after the formal approval of the executive board indeed, but that I am ready to be at your service. Dr. Tedros was telling yesterday the 3 challenges ahead. The road is long, the mountains are steep, the instruments are few, but the solidarity is great. And I always go back to what I learned during 2 of the toughest years in my life working in the prisons in Siberia. Дорогу усилит идущий, потому что надежда умирает последняя. She who climbs the mountain will master the road, because hope dies the last. Спасибо вам большое.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kluge. I will now give the floor to the Regional Director, Dr. Jakob.
Dear Hans, dear Regional Committee, first of all, let me use this opportunity to congratulate Hans on his election and wish him every success. We have worked together very closely during the last 10 years, and I know what Hans is able to do. And what I always appreciated in working with Hans is that whenever he visited any of your countries, and he made commitments to do this or that, he always followed up on it, and he always accomplished it. So he's a doer and not only a talker, and this is what we need really in WHO, where we have both the vision and also the strength to implement it. So we all know, Hans, that there will be several challenges ahead of you on the road. We discussed what are the challenges for the European region yesterday, and in many ways this will also guide your work. But we are in a very lucky situation today to have the Sustainable Development Agenda and the General Program of Work, which is a huge help. And if we cannot make progress under the Sustainable Development Agenda and the DG's leadership and the vision, which is fully committed to implement it, then we will never make progress. So this is a very nice period of time. And I'd like to assure you of full support from me, also in the years to come. And obviously, we will start the handover process right away. And whatever support you will need from me also in my new job, I will always give it to you. I also want to use this opportunity to thank the other candidates, because this was a strong competition, and we had many strong candidates in the game. And I'd like to thank them also for their great work, for their dedication, for the excellent campaign they have been leading, and wish them every success also in their future professional life. Dear Regional Committee, I would like to use this opportunity to thank you for all your support that you have provided me over the last 10 years as a regional director, and I very much appreciated it. Now that my successor has been nominated, this is a moment for me to move full-time into my new Deputy Director General position and to take up this function permanently on a full-time basis as of the 1st of October this year. Therefore, I would like, with your permission, to announce that I would like to resign from the last 4 months of my regional director job, so that I don't have to deal with 2 jobs at the same time, but concentrate fully on the DDG job to support the ambitious targets of the General Program of Work and the transformation process, and dedicate my time entirely to WHO headquarters and to global issues and to Dr. Tedros. And as you have seen over the last few months, here in Euro, there is a very strong team in place. There is a very strong team which is capable to lead the work of the office, even if the regional director has 2 jobs and has to concentrate also another one in Geneva. And I'm pretty convinced that the next 4 months will go very smoothly without any disturbance. And I'd like to thank to Piroska Östlin, to Anna-Marie Warning, and all those acting directors who have filled the shoes of the candidates when they had to take the administrative leave, and kept the office and the work of the office on a high level and high quality. So thanks to all the staff, and thanks to all of you. And I do hope that you support this decision, and I'd like to thank you in advance and for the last 10 years. And I will never forget this regional committee and the European region, as I said yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jacob. I shall now give the floor to the Director General, Dr. Tedros. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I would like to say congratulations to Hans, Dr. Hans Kluge, I didn't know that Senior Kluge is also here. And you did very well on what you said regarding your advisor. And I was saying this to Susanna yesterday. There is a woman behind a successful man. But for Susanna, it was the reverse also. So there is a man behind a successful woman. So I can understand the success comes from the support of the family. And not only congratulate you, but I would like to congratulate Madam and your family too. From the election, I can see you have earned the confidence and trust of the member states. This, I know, is a great privilege, but at the same time, a great responsibility. But I believe that you will take this responsibility and work toward the success of the region. And I would also like to appreciate all candidates who run for this post. I think Hans said it better, meaning we should work together to deliver results to the people we serve. By the way, that's exactly what we're doing. You know, I'm working with David Nabarro and with Sania Nishtar. They're helping me in many ways. And WHO needs all the candidates, and we had very good candidates, and that's what Hans said. He's prepared to work with all of them, and we will make sure that that happens because the service we provide needs all of us. So thank you for that, and thank you for your commitment. That's very important. Once again, I would also like to thank my sister Susanna for the outstanding job she has done over the past 10 years. The good news for the region is that you're not losing her experience and expertise. As my Deputy Director General, she will still be working for healthier Europe and a healthier world. So she's going to do both. So consider her that she's still in Europe. But as I said yesterday, Europe's loss, the world's gain, which you wouldn't mind. So thank you for your contribution. And I intend to continue the appointment of Dr. Piroshka Oslin as acting regional director until Hans, the newly elected regional director, takes office. Of course, we will discuss with him and Piroshka about the transition and to make it as smooth as possible and make sure that Hans gets all the support that he needs. But I would like to use this opportunity to thank Dr. Piroshka Oslin for the work she has done during this transition period and during the next transition until Hans take over. Once again, my congratulations to my brother Hans, and very much look forward to welcoming you to the Global Policy Group and work with you for a healthier, safer, fairer Europe, and even more closely to have a successful transformation, and looking forward to working with you very, very closely. So thank you so much again, and congratulations, and wish you all the best during your tenure, and I know you will deliver for Europe. And not only for Europe, even as a regional director, you have a responsibility as global policy group member to deliver for the world too. And I believe you will deliver for the world too. So congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Now I would like to ask if any delegations would like to take the floor at this stage to congratulate our nominee. Turkey, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished delegates, first of all, I would like to thank all the candidates for their courage and interest for such an important post. All of the candidates were competent enough to be the regional director of the European region. Their motivation and the spirit of competition they brought enabled us to witness a highly exciting election process as member states. Turkey has always been the strong supporter of the democratic processes. We believe that the results of the democratic elections are our only way to success. In this regard, I heartily thank everybody who contributed to this election and to be carried out in a democratic atmosphere and to be completed successfully. Turkey is a country dedicated itself to protecting and improving the health status of the world. This perspective has been its main motivation during the election process. We will continue to work with regional office and all other partners in close collaboration as in the past. We will also continue supporting the regional office as possible. I would like to take this opportunity to heartily congratulate Dr. Hans Kluge on his nomination to the position of regional director and colleagues who worked with him in this process. I would like to state that there is a rough road ahead in order to make our regional healthier and wish you every success in your time as regional director. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give the floor to Finland.
Mr. President, Director General, Deputy Director General, Excellencies, colleagues. I'm speaking on behalf of the EU and its member states. Dear Dr. Jacob, dear Susanna, I have come to the end of your 10-year leadership. We have come to the end of your 10-year leadership of the regional office. It would be impossible to mention all the important steps that have been taken with your guidance. Therefore, allow us to look thematically at our collaboration and some shared achievements. We would like to start by taking up the values upon which you have based your work. We can see that equity in health and well-being within and between countries has been a driver for the activities of the regional office. A strong life course approach has helped us to remember the needs of our population along the entire lifespan without forgetting those with special needs. In an era of unprecedented development of digital technologies and molecular biology, you have firmly focused on public health in the protection and promotion of the health of our population. Health 2020 has been the flagship activity in increasing the public health capacity in member states. The region has now a significantly increased capacity in knowledge and evidence-informed action on public health. In addition, it is understood that Health 2020 can be regarded as an early version towards the health-related SDGs and the GPW13, and that it has helped in giving public health its present visibility and weight at the global level. Strengthening health systems is another area where the work of the regional office and its support to member states has been extremely important. Access to health services will be discussed in a couple of days by heads of states and ministers at the UN. It has been on our agendas long before the adoption of the SDGs. Access to health services is not possible without a strong health system. Wisely, you have brought to our agenda also the other components of health systems, including health system governance, health professionals, access to medicines, and health security. Enhancing partnerships that are relevant for the work of the office has characterized your 10 years as the regional director. The relationship between the EU and the regional office is currently on a solid basis. We have had an improved access to information and data. From the staff, we hear that you have invested in them and made the office a good workplace, where the WHO values prevailed already before their adoption at the global level. In the recent 2 years, you have paved the way for the ongoing transformation of WHO. Under your leadership, dear Susanna, we have been able to develop the governance of the regional office. Many of these ideas have been adopted at the global level. We congratulate you on your well-deserved appointment as Deputy Director General and look forward to working with you in your new capacity in order to ensure that even more of the excellent governance reforms of the European Office can be implemented at the global level. In conclusion, the Regional Office has over the last decade successfully improved health policy and practice and driven health improvement across the region and with a clear impact on the discourse of global health. In our own region, you have skillfully tailored the interaction with us according to our individual needs. We thank you cordially for the good collaboration and wish you all the best in your new post as the Deputy Director General of WHO. Mr. President, colleagues, we thank all the candidates for the post of Regional Director for their interest in supporting and serving WHO, and in particular, the Regional Office for Europe. We were impressed not only by their motivation and competence, but also by the way in which they presented themselves to us in the months leading up to this election. This was indeed a fair competition, but it was also a respectful one. Each one of the candidates deserves our full appreciation. Dear Hans, we heartily congratulate you on your nomination to the position of Regional Director. As the nominee of the European region for the post of Regional Director, you start with a strong legacy. You will face challenges ahead, particularly in implementing the 13th GPW, but also in supporting the member states achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Not only SDG 3, but all other health-related goals in the agenda as well. We can assure you that you will have our full support and commitment in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you. I will give the floor to Monaco.
Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président. Monsieur le Président, je vais commencer par Susanna. Hier, je n'ai pas voulu prendre la parole lorsqu'elle a fait son rapport et je souhaitais le prendre aujourd'hui une fois que nous connaîtrions le nom du directeur régional désigné par ce comité. Susanna, je vous ai connue dès que vous êtes arrivée à ce poste et nous avons travaillé ensemble au cours de ces 10 années. Nous allons, comme nous l'avons déjà fait, poursuivre ce travail à Genève. C'est donc une continuité. C'est un au revoir et pas un adieu. Et nous allons poursuivre peut-être sur d'autres sujets, mais cette coopération avec vous et avec l'OMS. En ce nom de mon gouvernement, toutes mes félicitations. Ça a été, comme cela vient d'être souligné, une campagne ardue avec de nombreux candidats qualifiés. Vous venez de l'emporter de façon extrêmement claire et démocratique. Donc, nos félicitations. Nous avons été particulièrement ravis de l'attention que vous comptez porter aux petits États, voire aux très petits États. Et nous avons bien entendu ce que vous nous avez dit. Et de ce fait, nous sommes impatients et prêts à travailler avec vous dès l'année prochaine. Je vous remercie.
Thank you. I would like to give the floor to Hungary. Hungary, yeah.
Thank you very much, dear President, dear Director General, and dear newly elected Director General. From our behalf, let's accept our deepest congratulations to the past, the present, and let I wish a very good future in this work and a very good continuation of this work. I'm very sure that this process, which is this transformational process at the WHO, at the UN level, it will really have a very strong support from the European region with your new leadership hands and with all of us. And from my part and from representing the Hungarian government here, when it comes to health-related issues of the sustainable developmental goal, we can promise that we do our best to fulfill this. And I wish to all of us a very good journey on this people-centered, people pro-health approach of the WHO. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hungary. Sweden, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, dear DG, dear Susanna. I will not reiterate everything already said on behalf of the EU about your outstanding achievements, other than expressing that we fully align ourselves with that statement. 10 years seems like a long time, yet it feels like only yesterday that you changed from an important position as head of the ECDC in Stockholm to take on the daunting task of managing the WHO Euro region. Since you took office, several very important steps have been taken. And many of them has already been mentioned here today. One is Health 2020. During your time in office, health has been improved in the whole region. Even if we have still major challenges to face, we recognize your important contributions to the health in our region. One of your strongest quality, or a very strong quality, is that you as an RD has had an ability to visualize progress and visualize challenges. And the feedback that you have provided us as member states on the work carried out has been very good in guiding us in what steps to take. Even if we have major challenges to face, we recognize that you have contributed a lot. And we commend your work on tackling emerging issues like measles coming back and increase in AMR, something you've done in a strong and very passionate way. Let me, on behalf of the Swedish government, the whole team from Sweden, as well as me personally, express mine and our sincere gratitude to you, Dr. Jakob, for your outstanding work and commitment to improving health and the WHO during the last 10 years. As you now shift your workplace to Geneva and your important position as Deputy DG, I'm sure that this isn't the end of our collaboration, but only a change in nature. We wish you all the best in the future. Sweden would also like to thank all the candidates for their informative and fair campaigns. We appreciate the work of the candidates. We would also like to congratulate the doer, Dr. Hans Kluge, and we are really looking forward to working together with you. Thank you.
Thank you. I will give the floor to Switzerland.
Madame la directrice régionale, depuis 2010, vous avez inlassablement œuvré pour l'avancement et la transformation nécessaire du bureau régional de l'OMS Europe. Vous avez considérablement fait progresser la cause de la santé sur de nombreux plans. Que ce soit dans le cadre de la stratégie santé 2020 et des objectifs de développement durable, de la lutte contre les maladies transmissibles et la résistance antimicrobienne, des maladies non transmissibles, de l'équité ou encore des réformes des systèmes de santé, où vous êtes investi pour transformer le domaine de la santé de manière pérenne et pour le meilleur. Vos compétences ont marqué les esprits. Vous n'avez pas hésité, lors d'une visite dans ma capitale en octobre 2011, durant laquelle vous avez présenté une revue du système de santé suisse, à attirer notre attention sur les défis que représentent aussi bien les maladies non transmissibles que la décentralisation de notre système de santé. Plus que jamais, ces défis restent d'actualité, malgré les efforts entrepris par mes autorités pour en réduire l'impact. Vous nous avez enjoint à ne pas nous reposer sous nos lauriers, selon vos propres termes, et donc à agir de manière proactive. Nous vous en sommes reconnaissants et vous remercions de votre engagement. Nous vous souhaitons plein succès dans vos nouvelles fonctions et nous réjouissons de collaborer avec vous à Genève. Monsieur le directeur régional désigné, nous vous félicitons pour votre élection. Votre motivation est remarquable et nous sommes convaincus que vous saurez mettre en œuvre l'ensemble des engagements ambitieux que vous avez notés dans votre carnet personnel. Vous pouvez compter sur notre soutien à cet effet. Nous nous réjouissons de la collaboration à venir. Je vous remercie.
Thank you. I give the floor to Israel.
Thank you. Huge congratulations for being the selected leader of WHO Europe. You are following the footsteps of great leaders with Adi Shoshana Jacob and DG Dr. Tedros as benchmarks. We thank you for the great collaboration and the upcoming ones. You will lead the next regional committee in Israel next year and will be the one to open with them the office in Israel. We would like to thank the other candidates and wish them the best. We are looking forward to our joint work and express our full commitment. We give you our heart, so good luck.
Thank you, Israel. Georgia, you have the floor. Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dear colleagues, dear WHO leadership, I would like to also use this opportunity and thank on behalf of Georgian delegation the outgoing RD, Dr. Shoshana Jacob, for her tremendous input in the development of health and particularly public health system in Europe. We are very thankful, Dr. Jacob, for your support, tremendous support and continuous support of our region and particularly my country, and hope that on this, your new position, you will give more support to the eastern part of the Europe. Thank you once again. Please accept our and my personal thanks to your input. I would like to also use this opportunity as a participant country of this election procedure to thank all the participants, I mean the candidates, and congratulate Dr. Kluge with the election. Dr. Kluge, we recognize your initiatives in what was in last 10 years in our collaboration on the position of health system strengthening in WHO Europe. And we think that besides that Georgia was the concurrent country, we will continue our collaboration. As you know, we had also very strong candidates. Unfortunately, not yet the time for the Eastern Europe to be a part, as leaders of the WHO in region or worldwide. But actually, we will appreciate your initiatives, and please accept that my country will be with you always, and we're expecting more support. Once again, I'd like to underline the WHO input in the eastern part of European region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Georgia. I give the floor to Austria.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Dear Susanna, our colleague from Monaco already said it very pointedly, and I would like to repeat it. It's not say to goodbye, welcome on another stage. Thank you for your dedicated work for the WHO Euro. I always said it, and I repeat myself, You did a wonderful job. WHO Europe is much stronger than 10 years ago, and the direction is right and wonderful. As one of the candidates, I also want to congratulate Hans. The two of us were our old friends, good collaborator, and I promise you that I will continue collaborating with you on all the matters we have to fight with. The white elephants are many in the room, and there are lots to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Austria. Now that the member states have spoken, I wish to give the floor to Ms. Mike Druger to make a statement on behalf of a number of non-state actors.
Public Health Association and the undersigned non-state actors congratulate Dr. Hans Kluge with the nomination of Regional Director for Europe. We have confidence that the engagement with non-state actors will continue and further strengthen. Under the leadership of Dr. Zsuzsanna Jakab, 19 non-state actors were officially accredited to attend the regional committee meetings. This was the first time such an accreditation was given. Later this week, another 7 non-state actors are to be accredited according to the Framework for Engagement with Non-State Actors, which was adopted by the 69th session of the World Health Assembly. The application of this framework to regional actors is important, as some health issues are region-specific and can benefit from a regional approach. Furthermore, the experience and network that regional non-state actors have are valuable for the implementation of Health 2020 and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in the WHO European region. We wish the newly nominated Regional Director for Europe all the best and look forward to our continued and strong collaboration. We trust that the WHO Regional Office for Europe will be in good hands with this new leadership, as well as the work of Health 2020, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and achieving health for all.
Thank you very much. And now, Dr. Jacob, you've heard the good wishes from the committee, and on behalf of the committee, I think it's time to me to say thank you very much for all your work. It's been a pleasure to working together with you, and I'd like to present for you some flowers and say officially thank you very much. Okay, no problem. It was a pleasure. I will now I will now announce once again, purely for the purpose of record, the other nominations and elections in relation to the EB and the SCRC that have been dealt with by the Regional Committee during the private session. To the EB, we have nominated the Russian Federation and United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And to the SCRC, we have elected Armenia, Belgium, Bulgaria, and Switzerland.